Hey guys, I'm Combat Craig and I'm a 100% disabled combat veteran. And today we will explore 4 reasons why your VA claim is taking so long. I actually have no clue how long it's going to take for the VA to process your claim, but I know there are some things you can do to make sure it doesn't get delayed more than it needs to be, and you're not the problem. I'm not an accredited agent and I'm not affiliated with the Department of Veterans Affairs. This video is for educational purposes only. All right, so you waited a long time to file a VA claim. Something motivated you to do it. You educated yourself. You watched old Combat Craig and found one of my YouTube videos and I motivated you. If that's the case, awesome. Maybe one of your friends told you a success story that motivated you, or more likely, you finally realized you had a disability, like a mental health disability, or your disability is become so unbearable that you can't work anymore. So something motivated you, and you got the spark going. So let's look at taking that and writing it and getting through this process as smoothly as possible. This is probably a good time to let you know that if you need help with your VA claim, you can sign up below at combatcraigwins.com, or if you have questions about your VA claim, you can send me an email at combatcraig@vaclaimsinsider.com. Boom! Your intent to file is in. You understand the basics of your disability. You understand the basics of service connection. You understand how to build a winning VA claim so it stands up in court if it ever needs to go that far. The last thing I want you to do is slow down, because you got momentum going, but slow down for a minute and think about what you're doing. You need to make sure you do this right. You need to build a claim the right way so it'll stand up. This isn't a race. You have momentum. These things go pretty quickly at the beginning as you're developing your claim and you're gathering your medical evidence and all that kind of stuff. Just make sure you do it properly, because once you file your claim, you'll most likely get a call for a CNP exam, which might take a couple days or a couple weeks. And then after that, then you have to wait for the decision letter. All right, the first reason your VA claim may be denied is lack of medical evidence. In all cases, you need to submit a bare minimum of a personal statement, which is considered medical evidence. Do not leave it all to the VA to use the duty to assist. A great example of lack of medical evidence would be remembering you broke your leg 40 years ago or something. You decide to file a claim, and then you open up a claim and you say broken leg and no further explanation, and you just leave it to the VA to do everything for you. That is a perfect example of lack of medical evidence. And I will point out that you're not even including a personal statement in this. You're just saying broken leg. So don't do that. You may have done this in the past, and I know I have done this in the past, because that's exactly how I handled my first claim, and it was horrible. And it got denied. Shocker, right? You want to submit the right kind of medical evidence, right? A medical diagnosis from a medical doctor with a medical diagnostic code. That's a good piece of medical evidence. Make sure you submit a personal statement so you can explain your point of view. If a spouse or a friend has firsthand knowledge of your disability, submit a buddy letter. That's good, solid medical evidence. Make sure that your private doctor submits a nexus explaining the link between your current diagnosis and symptoms and your active duty service. And then also make sure you submit an independent medical opinion so the doctor can outline the severity of your symptoms and how they affect you, how they affect your work and your social life. Most VA ratings come down to social and occupational impairment, and the medical doctor is best positioned to do that. Those 5 pieces, and that's it. Don't make them a lot of books. We're not writing novels here. Short, sweet, to the point. Give them everything they possibly need, and that's it. So just submit what you need. If you have a lot of paperwork laying around from when you got out in 1975 and you have 3,000 pages, Do not run down to Kinko's and make copies of it and stuff that thing in those gigantic manila envelopes and submit all that crap to the VA. That's not going to help, and that is a good segue onto number 2, which is don't submit too much medical evidence. All right, so it's weird. Being in the military, there's lots of paperwork, and that's why you even have all these thousands of pages of paperwork. So the mindset that we're taught is lots of paperwork, and more paperwork is better. Not the case. This is not the, let's see how much paperwork we could throw at my claim and see what sticks. That's not the right approach. It's not surgical at all. Actually, you want the VA to be focused on the disability you filed a claim for. You don't want them focused on pages 492 through 895 that have absolutely nothing to do with your VA claim. You're going to want to submit a fully developed claim. Provide them with everything they need. You're going to provide them with your doctor's diagnosis, nexus letter, independent medical opinion, your personal statement, and your buddy letter if applicable. Also, you go into your service treatment records. Go pick out the page or two that's relevant to your disability. If you're being seen by a VA doctor, go print off 1 or 2 pages of that, also relevant to your disability. Submit a fully developed claim. Give them everything they need so they can make a decision on it. So when you submit a fully developed claim, you're giving them everything they need. The only exception is if they determine that you need to go to a CNP exam, and I would plan for that, you probably will, they will order that up for you. So, great, this, okay, we don't know, we need to send them to a CNP exam. That sounds like easy and quick, right? Versus, oh, I'm on page 1500 and page 18,000, right? Fully developed claim. That's what you're shooting for. And the good part about a fully developed claim is if you did not do it properly, they will convert it to a standard claim, but shoot for a fully developed claim. No reason not to, right? All right, the fourth thing that might cause a delay in your VA claim, and why is it taking so long? Your location. Your local VA regional office is going to play a role. If you live in a big city, it's probably going to take longer than if you live in a small city. I mean, there's literally nothing you can do about that. Ironically, I did. I moved from a big city out to the country, but that was a couple years ago, and I didn't know I was going to be filing a VA claim, so that just kind of worked out in my favor. It wasn't like it was a super fast decision, but I do believe that it moved smoother and quickly. And, I'm in the second least populated state, so it makes sense. All right, so this concludes my video on 4 reasons why your VA claim is taking so long. Some of these you can control, like the right amount of medical evidence versus too much, not throwing as much stuff against the wall as possible. You can control whether you submit a fully developed claim or not. Obviously, you can't control if they're going to send you to a CNP exam, and you can't control, where you live unless you move. So you can't really control that. But that's it. Those are the 4 things I want you to know, and those are the 4 things I want you to focus on. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.